Well, Matt, the big difference between 2008 and now is that in 2008, 2009, we had global coordination to deal with a global economic crisis. Following the collapse of Lehman Brothers, for example, in September, we had an emergency G20 finance ministers meeting at the IMF in October, which then led to the formation of the G20 as a leaders meeting. We had a summit then in Washington under George Bush, and then we went through early into the next year, because the crisis was getting worse and worse, to have the London summit in early April 2009, which put together a huge fiscal package to buttress the global economy. And those sets of decisions meant that the global financial crisis, which became the Great Recession, didn't turn into the Great Depression. So what's missing here with this health crisis, which is going to have profound economic effects as well, is that sort of determination for coordination. Just look at the health issues on their own. You don't see a degree of global coordination there. You've got isolationist approaches, particularly in the United States. So what is really absent is that sort of coordination and the political leadership. You know, we have seen a number of stimulus packages, including here in Australia, and they're really important, and the construction and shape of those is important. But unless the people have confidence that the authorities, that their leaders are in control, they won't be anywhere near as effective as they should be in terms of their economic outcomes.
Markets have had, of course, been waiting for these stimulus packages that you talk about. We're still, of course, waiting on details, firm details to come out of the United States. But the reaction when we have got some detail eventually, and I'm also talking about Australia as well when it comes to the markets, has been particularly negative. So what's going on here? Are they not well targeted? Is there not enough money? Or do we simply not know how the virus is going to impact global growth? So therefore, some of these stimulus packages that are, of course, in conjunction with what central banks are doing as well, the BOE cut 50 basis points, the Fed, it's not really enough to help out the global economy.
Well, Matt, there's one other virus that's been a problem, and that's been the virus that opposes the use of fiscal policy in these circumstances. One of the problems is that the global economy has been caught in what Mervyn King calls a low growth trap. Some people call it secular stagnation. So we've gone into this event where the global economy has been relatively weak, and on top of that, we've got the fact that the ammunition of monetary policy is largely all spent. So many countries, fiscal position is not great. We've got low growth, and the monetary authorities don't really have a lot of power left. So there has to be a reassessment of what we need to do on the fiscal side of things to reboot our individual economies and to reboot the global economy. The problem you've got in the United States is they've blown their deficit out considerably. They don't necessarily have the fiscal firepower. They've got a bit more monetary firepower. But if you look around the world, it's all higgledy-piggledy. What we've got to do is get a better mix for the short term and the long term between the deployment of fiscal policy, which is absolutely critical to deal with the real economy effects of this health crisis, and monetary policy.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.